Welcome to our webinar on agricultural sustainable sourcing platforms. My name is Nat Springer. I'm a postdoctoral fellow at the Agricultural Sustainability Institute here at UC Davis, and I'll be presenting this webinar today, although a big thank you goes to Melissa Schweisguth, who put most of this work together. The goal for this talk is to give a quick overview of the landscape of sustainable sourcing initiatives in agriculture, and to provide some context for our own sustainable sourcing project here at UC Davis. Depicting such initiatives side by side can illustrate their unique value while also illustrating how the UC Davis platform can complement and further strengthen the entire industry. This is the fourth webinar in a series of webinars for this project, and to better understand how this webinar fits into our broader project platform, watch these other three webinars, and also visit our project website. In order to limit this comparison to the most directly relevant initiatives, while also assuring a similar standard of rigor and intention, our shortlist only includes initiatives that are multi-stakeholder, have a scientific basis, consider issues across environmental, social, and economic dimensions, consider more than one commodity supply chain, and are global in coverage and multi-scale in resolution. Now, this may seem like a rather strict basis for inclusion, but there are a number of initiatives that fit this description. A quick disclaimer, the sustainable sourcing landscape is very dynamic, and it's very possible that some of this information will change soon, or will have even been changed since we brought it together in the past months. We are also in the process of diagramming out how a much broader array of actors are contributing within the sustainable sourcing arena, and we'll make that information available on our project website as soon as this analysis is complete. Regardless, we aim to show that the Sustainable Sourcing Project here at ASI is a complement to a variety of initiatives and is intended to better integrate the various players in the global food system. So this platform comparison includes 6 initiatives which meet the mentioned criteria: the Committee on Sustainability Assessments, or COSA, Field to Market, Sustainable Agricultural Initiative, the Sustainable Food Lab, the Stewardship Index for Specialty Crops, and the Sustainability Consortium. Needless to say, these are all important and reputable organizations doing great work in the field. At the same time, these initiatives have some clear differences. For those familiar with some of these initiatives, you may already see some of the varied roles that these organizations play. This variance depends on many factors, including the intended users or partners, the various tools and data provided, as well as the specific scales and scopes of focus on particular regions or crop groups. This shows the strength and progress being made in the sustainable sourcing landscape. But as you will see, there remain some underserved needs and gaps that we believe our UC Davis platform can bridge. So to illustrate the differences, we have constructed a set of tables that list key components of each platform. Our team has spoken to each one of these organizations to assure that our assessment of their platform is fair, and any misrepresentation or misinterpretation is unintended. This first table highlights the overall focus of each platform, listing their main offerings and tools along with their intended users. Offerings and tools include various farm-scale performance assessments, country-scale reports, commodity and supply chain specific analyses, online tools and calculators, and partnership building opportunities. The user base covers wide ground as well, with stakeholders from private to public to nonprofit realms being included. Given this broad range of coverage, none of these initiatives act as a meta-platform, however, for linking the various offerings across stakeholder types and supply chain scales. The UC Davis Sustainable Sourcing Platform has an informatics strategy that can fill this role, with the potential to catalog and link the various issues, indicators, data, methodologies, and strategies across these varied platforms. This second table shows the accessibility of each platform's various offerings, including any indicators, tools, strategies, and data. Each platform focuses on specific aspects, but none yet offer complete coverage across these information categories, as you can see. Once again, the big underserved need here is a platform that can bridge public indicators, tools, strategies, and data across a wide variety of users. For instance, the 3 initiatives that have made their indicators public have been included in our platform's indicator database, which have then been linked into our semantically enabled list of sustainability issues. This creates positive feedbacks, with these indicators gaining wider coverage and searchability from potential users, while also bridging them across geographic and commodity scales. Transparency is one of the pillars of the UC Davis Sustainable Sourcing Project, with the intention of creating a pre-competitive space where everyone has access to the same information, increasing the possibility of, for instance, private-public NGO collaborations. We see our platform as facilitating this movement towards open data and the positive network externalities that can result. Finally, this third table shows the variation in the scale and the scope among platforms by geography, commodities, and sustainability frameworks. Each column is represented by at least one of the platforms. Some have broader scope than others, while others have more detailed scale, which in many cases is just as important as scope. For instance, if you're dealing with farm-level versus country-level indicators or commodity versus aggregated supply chains. The setup of the UC Davis Sustainable Sourcing Platform can facilitate the bridging of information among different commodities in different regions, at different scales, and for different frameworks. Our platform depends on the specific expertise in open source information provided by these and other organizations, but our role as facilitators of this information is not yet provided by anyone else. So again, in all these cases, our platform is constructed to bridge various sets of sustainable sourcing information in a consistent way. Our use of controlled vocabularies, for instance, water scarcity means this, and land degradation means that, along with formal ontologies that describe relationships between concepts, for instance, water scarcity drives food insecurity, all this can improve communication among stakeholders, improving searchability of concepts, and find similarities and differences among information, such as indicators. This graphic illustrates the various pieces of our UC Davis Sustainable Sourcing Platform and how they bring together these various types of information and tools. You can see that at the center is the semantic web, which acts as a network that defines and stores information in a consistent and logical fashion, allowing for this information to be compared with the global set of sustainable sourcing information. This platform is not static, and in fact it's intended to change and grow with new indicators, issues, tools, and strategies, once again facilitated by the openness and connectedness of the semantic web. So one can imagine each of the platforms listed and covered in this webinar using different parts of this platform at UC Davis to both strengthen their mission while also contributing to the broader sustainable sourcing community. As mentioned, we have already done this with many of the publicly available indicators. As mentioned earlier, we have been in contact with the 6 initiatives reviewed in this comparison, along with our broader stakeholder group, and are currently in the process of both expanding our engagement with a broader array of actors in sustainable sourcing, and also prototyping the application of this platform for specific uses. So these use cases will help provide and build further links between various food system actors, and we aim for our platform to grow along with these additions. The basis of the semantic web is global and open, and this is our intention, to facilitate these open exchanges. As we move ahead, various stakeholders will likely define additional nuances and issues, new indicators, exciting strategies, or cutting-edge tools, and the structure we are building will enable them to also share this knowledge back. Hopefully this comparison has been useful at placing the UC Davis Sustainable Sourcing Platform in the context of these other platforms. Thanks for listening, and look forward to more webinars in the next phase of our project.